All right, so let's go through a step-by-step guide, listing a house to closing a house. So this is for you newer agents there. Now then, let me preface this by saying some markets might be a little bit different. Some markets handle inspections differently and things like that. But let's go through a listing to sold step-by-step guide. Typically, it's going to start with somebody either you reach out to or they reach out to you. They say they want to sell their home. The first thing you need to be doing is looking up that home on the MLS, seeing what it previously sold for, seeing what information you can pull from that home. Okay, what's the living area, all those things. The next thing that you should do is you should do a market analysis of that property, see what's on the market similar, see what's pending that's similar, and see what has sold in the past 6 to 9 months that's similar. I'm talking about similar size, similar age, similar condition, similar area, all those things. Now then, once you take care of that, the next thing you do, show up to the client's house, bring your paperwork, obviously deliver the listing presentation, show them a CMA, arrive at a price that's a starting point, and get all your paperwork done. Next is typically scheduling professional photography. After that, the home hits the MLS. Once the home hits the MLS, it automatically gets syndicated out to Zillow.com, Realtor.com, Keller Williams, all the .coms in the world. It's going to go on it. But at this point, you should be going into Tacklebox, hovering over on the social shares on the toolbar, and clicking on Just Listed social share. Give us a little bit of data. We're going to create a social media share for you, send it to your email, and it's something you can blast on social media and say, look what I just listed. Okay. At this point, if you're doing open houses, that's great. Okay. But you're live on the MLS, you're getting activity. Don't forget to set up showing time to manage your showings. If you are not using Showing Time Professional or something similar to manage your showings, it makes your life so much easier. Literally, your clients will be able to respond to a text message sent to them to confirm appointments. It makes life so much easier. So definitely look into Showing Time Professional or something similar, whatever's being used in your market. Okay. At this point in time, if you need to do a price drop, guess what? You need to go back into Tacklebox, get a social media share saying listing update. Okay. If you're doing an open house, if you're doing any of those things, get social media shares for them. Continue to push content on social media that we provide to you for free. Once it goes under contract, once you get an offer and you've negotiated an offer, it goes under contract. Once again, get a social media share. But now typically your inspection period starts, okay? Anywhere between 10 days, 14 days, 21, sometimes up to 90 days, depending on if it's commercial property. But that inspection period is going to begin, most likely get negotiated and end, okay? Once that takes place, typically an appraisal is taking place. All right. All of these people will be requesting access to the property, typically through Showing Time, if you have it set up that way. So once again, it's making your life more efficient, more easy because of Showing Time. And then at that point, make sure your client has all of their things removed from the house, typically at least 3 days, but 5 is better from the showings, from the closing. Make sure they move out. Make sure all that's taken care of. Make sure you're showing up to the closing with a deposit check if you need to. Make sure your client understands what should be left at the property if something was negotiated, like a refrigerator and everything else that should be taken. Just pay attention to what should be left, what should be taken, making sure all the dots are taken care of and the T's are crossed, so to speak. And then you're getting to the closing. Happy closing. Take a picture with your client, share it on social media, get a just sold social media share. That's awesome. And now you've made it from listing to sold. That's the process. It'll become something you can do in your sleep at some point, but it's not a hard process. But I recommend starting out, map it out, understand what needs to happen and what orders. Maybe ask your broker if they have a timeline that they want to share with you. And just get used to that process. And once you're used to it, it'll feel like something that you can do without even thinking. It'll be like tying your shoes. But the trick is follow that process, know your deadlines, and keep active on social media. Share social media shares. Once again, these listings are marketing potential for you. Make sure you leverage them as much as you can.